Good morning, everybody. It's Angie Pettyjohn from the Pettyjohn team of Mortgage Alliance. You normally see me with a guest, and today I'm my own guest. I actually put myself on a little bit of a schedule to do this on my own because, as you know, I've been terrified of doing a live Facebook stream, and I gave myself a little bit of a schedule. So I did one with my lead broker, and then I had some other guests, and here I am all by myself. So if you wouldn't mind, give me a quick like on Facebook so that I know that you're enjoying these live chats that I've been doing. Today, I am so very excited. I want to talk to our first-time buyers. Yep, that's you out there. I understand that the process is daunting, and I understand that it can be very overwhelming. So what I've done, I want to go through the steps, and there's about 10 of them to your front door. So first and foremost, you want to put together a power team. And in that power team, you have your mortgage broker, you have your financial consultant, you have your insurance brokers, both for your life and critical illness, and your auto and home, your home insurance, your lawyer, and of course your realtor. That makes up your home buying power team, and it's essential. And this process, I would say, as a first-time buyer, begins well in advance. So about 1 year before you think you're ready to go, I would say either contact your financial planner, your mortgage broker. Let's discuss with you what your budget is. What do you think your housing costs are? And we have an awesome budget sheet that we can send you as well, that details every single item that you possibly need. During this stage, I think it's extremely important that you know what your numbers are. And those numbers are obviously your budget, your credit score. I can't tell you how many times I've had buyers ready to go, and then when we pull credit score, there's something on their credit bureau that will not allow them to proceed with their purchase. Of course, these are people who have not come to me prior to the 6 month, one year prior for their pre-approval. And that's why I urge you as a first-time buyer to start right from the get-go. Know your numbers. When I sit down with my clients, we go through that budget. We review their credit score. We ensure that if there's anything on their bureau, that we help to take that off their bureau in enough time so that they can make that purchase. The application process is actually very simple. We can actually even do it over the phone. We don't even need to have a paper application put together. I have a half-hour consult with our clients, and we go through what are your goals. For our first-time buyers, typically the property that they're looking for is one that, would probably keep them in it for anywhere between 1 and 5 years. So as a mortgage broker, I have to keep that in mind, especially when it comes to what interest rate or what type of mortgage I'm going to put our clients into, whether it's going to be a fixed rate mortgage or whether it's going to be a variable rate mortgage. So again, we need to understand and know what your numbers are. The next step that we go through, so I send all my application over to our underwriting team, and we're extremely thorough. We ask for all the documents up front. So that is your letters of employment, your pay stubs. We trust everything that you're telling us, but we must verify your pay stubs. And the reason why we do this is your income is so closely related to what your maximum mortgage amount is. So we want to make sure that we verify that information right up front so that we're not causing you to go down a path, and then at the end your mortgage amount is much less. We once you've got your numbers at hand, and again, this is going to be about a 1-year process for some people. Some people could actually even be longer, because if you're self-employed, we need to have 2 years income for you. If you're full-time, then 3 months of full-time employment is plenty, but you also need to show that your credit worthiness is there as well. So this is a very detailed process, and the Pettyjohn team will help you through each and every one of these steps here. Let's now assume you've proceeded and we've given you what your maximum mortgage amount is. And the next step here is to partner up with a real estate agent within the community that understands your needs really well. And we have access to absolutely amazing real estate agents that we've worked with over the last 12 years that we'd be glad to introduce you to. At this stage, your realtor now can confidently go into a purchase. You can put in your offer, and at that stage, once you have an offer accepted, at that point we can submit to our lenders. Our lenders will review. Luckily now we've have all our documents at hand, and we can pass all the documents over to the lender to review themselves. At this stage, we will introduce you, if you don't already have one, an excellent lawyer, real estate lawyer. They will be instructed, and they'll ensure that the property is in good standing for you and there's no title breaches or anything on the property, and you can proceed with confidence to make that purchase. Again, this process, this seminar takes us about 3 to 4 hours, so I'm condensing it tremendously just for this live chat for us today. And the process is anywhere between 6 months to 1 year. So I encourage you all, as a first-time buyer, to call one of us at the Pettyjohn team, and we can get you set on your homeowner dreams. I now want to open up to anybody on the webinar here or anybody in our live chat if you have any questions for me. So the question is, can we, how about condition of finance? Can we go in firm? That's, my goodness, that's a very good question. As a mortgage broker, I would always say that during that, I would love at least 5 days condition of finance before you go in firm on a property. And that's just to alleviate anything that may have popped up perhaps on your credit score, or perhaps verifying your income on the lender side, although we've already done it. So I would say to give your mortgage broker at least 5 days condition of finance. This climate right now, what we've seen is there's a lot of people going in firm, and that is a risky proposition that you're getting into, because something can happen and legally you are bound to that contract. So I would always suggest to at least give yourself 5 days condition of finance. We have some other questions. Yes, so one of my colleagues has mentioned that there have been things that have popped up on the appraisals as well. So to always allow yourself that condition of finance as well. Do we have any other questions? And I think Victoria is on live Facebook. Victoria, is there anything going on live on Facebook that we should know of? Anyhow, this live today was a much shorter one. Obviously, it's just me on the panel. I wanted to do this for a long time, and I just thought I'd give myself the opportunity to jump on here and provide you some information for our first-time buyers. We have someone who has asked that they work part-time. Can I use my full income? So we can use your income if you've been part-time at the same job for 2 years. And that's the same for anybody who has variable income. So commissioned, self-employed, bonus, part-time. All of those types of employment, we must use the average of the 2 years. So right now we're looking at your 2018s, and if you've already prepared your 2019s, notice of assessments, and we review your line 150 there, and we average it out. That's the income that we need. Earlier I mentioned that this process takes about 6 months to a year. Well, if you are a part-timer and you just started this, your home search and your pre-approval process, this could actually take you 2 years. We may come back to you and say, we need to have your income at X, 35, 40, 50, whatever it is, and for the next 2 years so that you can qualify for the property of your dreams. So first-time buyers, yes, there's some excellent first-time buyer incentives. One is first-time buyers can use up to $35,000 of their RSPs, which is excellent. And the second is there are land transfer taxes that you would get a rebate from, and your lawyer would be the best person to talk to regarding this. And I just happen to have a real estate lawyer on the call here, and I hope she doesn't feel pressured here, but I am going to allow her to talk if she wanted to talk a bit about that. Noemi, are you on there, Noemi?
Hi, Angie. Can you hear me?
I can. Thanks so much for jumping on, Noemi. Now, when I talk to my clients about the first-time buyer incentive, I always let them know that their real estate lawyer will go through that information with them. So I'm so happy you're here that you can go through that with me and how that process works.
Yeah, so there's some great government programs out there, one being the provincial, the land transfer tax rebate. So as long as you are a first-time home buyer, so you've never owned a property anywhere in the world actually, or have never been married to anyone while they owned property anywhere in the world, there's some other requirements as well, but you can qualify to receive up to $4,000 in total. If it's a couple and let's just say one of them qualifies and one of them doesn't, they'd receive the $2,000 credit. And if they're buying property on their own, they can receive the full $4,000 rebate. Of course, if you're buying in Toronto, there's that additional municipal tax amount as well. Right. So it's substantially more. Essentially, it's like the amount of land transfer tax you pay is double, right? Yeah. And the maximum amount that you can receive for that rebate is $4,475.
So there are some savings. Now, Noemi, when the first time buyer comes to you, do you allow for them? Do you allow for them to accept the rebate afterwards, or do your clients pay upfront and then they are rebated afterwards?
So that's a great question, because I think a lot of times people are under the belief that they're going to actually pay it and then have to work with the government to get it back as a rebate. So no, it is an immediate rebate. So they do get the rebate instantly, so that they never actually pay that amount. They just sign an affidavit that they actually qualify, right? And they get it. They get it instantly.
Yeah, that's fantastic. When we go through our closing costs with our clients, we always tell them to use 2% of the purchase price, which will include the land transfer. So it's kind of like just a basic number that will calculate it for us, and that includes lawyer fees and appraisal and all that. But like you mentioned, in Toronto, the double whammy, they get the two taxes on there, so it's substantially higher, and that's another reason, isn't it, for that is a good reason for a client to get their pre-approval, so they understand if they're buying in Toronto, well, they're going to need to put possibly 30,000 set aside from what they think they have as a down payment. So and as a first-time buyer, they get some of that money back.
That's right. And there is there's a bit of a sliding scale, like the calculation to figure out the land transfer tax. People can always go online just to get an idea, and you can put in your purchase price. And there are many government websites that have calculators that'll give them an idea what the total land transfer tax amount is. But it's so important to have that ahead of time, because it's usually a substantial amount of money, and especially if you're buying in Toronto, that can be a big surprise.
Yeah, and my underwriter actually prepares a document for our clients that will insert that that amount in it, so they're well aware. Again, another great reason why a client should get pre-approved ahead of time, just so that they're prepared for all of these charges. And if they put less than 5% down, they need to actually show that in their bank account first before. And so at one point, CMHC was asking for 1.5%, but that could still be higher, especially on a Toronto purchase. Any other questions here? No, I think we're good for now. This was a quick chat for us this morning. I have an amazing little booklet that I can send out to all first-time buyers as well that will detail this for you. So just send us your emails, and anybody on the call here today will receive one. And any of the real estate agents that you know as well, we can have the book with your name and logo on it as well. All right, everybody. We are wrapping up now. It was a quick call for this morning. If you have any other questions after I've hung up, please, you know where to find me, either on Facebook, or you can reach me at 416-970-9107. For today, thank you, and have an awesome weekend, everyone. Bye for now.